Hello, it's Drew the College-ologist, and today we're here to talk about the Tennessee Promise. And I'm going to do a video on how to do the actual application, but I'm just going to explain the process, what it is, how it works, all that kind of stuff. So the Tennessee Promise. The state of Tennessee will pay for 2 years at Northeast State or TCAT until you get your associate's degree. All right, so this is a free 2 years of school. An associate's degree is a 2-year program. It's half of a bachelor's degree, which is a 4-year program. So in effect, you can either get an associate's degree or you can get half your bachelor's degree paid for. And so the Tennessee Promise, there's a couple of steps to it. Number one, you need to apply. And after you apply, there's a couple of steps after that. You'll need to attend 2 meetings. They're going to be virtual meetings this year. One in the fall, one in the spring. They haven't been set yet, but links will be sent to you on how to do that. You just log in and watch it. I think it's a 30-minute webinar. You have that. And normally there's a community service requirement. So between November 1st and July 1st, you have to do 8 hours community service. That got waived last year. We're not sure whether or not that'll be waived this year, but it's nothing to worry about at the moment. So that's just how the Tennessee Promise works. That's how you obtain the Tennessee Promise. And there's a lot of confusion about how the Tennessee Promise works. So the Tennessee Promise covers tuition and fees. All right, it covers tuition, which is the cost of your classes, and fees, which is the cost of being a student. So just at Northeast State, for example, so this is Northeast State, and this is a per semester. So you pay for a college by semester. Fall semester and spring semester, you pay for each of those individually. So this is per semester. So tuition at Northeast State, right here, tuition. This is the cost of your classes. At Northeast State, it's right at about $2,100. $2,100 for the cost of classes. And then you have fees, student fees. So this is paying for library access, amenities, all those costs that come with being a student there are called student fees. And they're right at about $150. So, and notice the Tennessee Promise does not cover the cost of books, the cost of transportation. This is just covering, it just covers tuition and fees. Okay, so this is the charge Northeast State will give you. So that's a grand total of just about $2,250 a semester. And it'll be different for each person. It kind of depends on what classes you take, but this is just generally speaking how much it costs. And so this is the bill that Northeast State will give you for the semester. And then what helps you pay this is called scholarships. So we'll put a line, and this will be financial aid over here, scholarships. And how financial aid works. So, for example, if you have absolutely no financial aid, the state of Tennessee just pays this number as your scholarship. So $2,250 would become your scholarship. That's covered by the Tennessee Promise, and they just cover that amount right there. But it kind of depends. Everyone's financial aid is going to be a little bit different. Some of you might not have anything, so the Tennessee Promise will just cover that amount right there. Some of you, for example, have the Hope Scholarship. If you have a 21 ACT or a 3.0 GPA, you have the Hope Scholarship. And so it'll cover $1,500 in Hope money. And then the Tennessee Promise just picks up whatever's remaining after you subtract this $1,500. And there are a whole bunch of different things can happen. Some of you might have full Pell Grant when you do your FAFSA. So just for example, a student may have a Pell Grant from their FAFSA. It depends on their parent income. But just for example, you can get about $3,100 from Pell Grant. You can get $1,500 from Hope, like that. And so that's $4,600 in scholarships just right there. That's more than Northeast State costs. And so whatever's left over will just go right into your pocket. And some of you might not even touch the Tennessee Promise because you'll have so much in scholarships that it covers this. But the Tennessee Promise is like a safety net. Whatever is not covered with this cost, the Tennessee Promise goes in and pays all of it. So your tuition and fees will always be paid for no matter what. And so that's how the Tennessee Promise financially operates. And like I said, it'll be different from every student. The amounts will always be changing. But it's like a safety net. It's a guaranteed free tuition and fees at Northeast State or at TCAT. in Northeast State, you can interchange us with any community college. So Walter State, all those, the tuition fees are almost identical with all your community colleges. And the Tennessee Promise covers all Tennessee community colleges.